Okay, Mr. Maley.
Okay, thank you. Good evening. The Hanover Area School District Board of Education regular meeting Tuesday, January 11, 2022 will now come to order. Have a pledge of allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance
to the flag
of the
United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with justice for all.
Mrs. McGovern, Mrs. Blight, would roll call, please?
Sure. Mrs. Blight, present. Mr. Holgram?
Present.
Dr. Kopko?
Here.
Mr. Maley?
Here.
Mr. Majer?
Here.
Mr. Orvik?
Here.
Ms. Potsko?
Here.
Mr. Reddick?
Here.
Mr. Stevens absent, quorum established.
The Hanover Area School District Executive Session Report. Pursuant to the Pennsylvania Sunshine Act, the board president wishes to announce that at its regular meeting on Tuesday, January 11, 2022, the Board of Education of Hanover Area School District held an executive session to discuss matters of employee relation, labor negotiations, threatened or actual litigation, and went into a closed executive session at 5:15 p.m. and began the public meeting at 6:01 p.m. The subjects discussed in the executive session related solely to matters of employee relation, labor negotiations, threatened or actual litigation. Excuse me. Approval and acceptance of minutes and report. The regular meeting minutes of December 7th, 2021. Reorganization meeting minutes of December 7th, 2021. Luzerne Intermediate Board of Directors regular meeting minutes of November 17th, 2021. And the Wilkes-Barre Area Career and Technical Center Board of Education Joint Operating Committee reorganization meeting minutes of December 2021. Can I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Paul Holcomb, second by Mrs. Blight. All in favor?
Aye.
Yes.
Superintendent report.
Mr.
Yes,
President. Mr. President, may I ask our solicitor Shannon, do we have to have a vote because we are on Zoom rather than a roll call vote?
I think you're right.
I think we need to vote.
Individual.
You need to vote, yes.
Yes. Okay, on the approval, acceptance of minutes, we had a motion by Paul Holmgren, second by Mrs. Blight. Roll call.
Mrs. Blight, yes. Mr. Holgram?
Yes.
Mr. Kopko?
Yes.
Mr. Maley?
Yes.
Mr. Majer?
Yes.
Mr. Orvik?
Yes.
Ms. Potsko?
Yes.
Mr. Reddick?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Superintendent report, Mr. Barrett.
Yeah. Thanks, Chairman Maley. I want to first start off by thanking the members of this community helping us transition to the hybrid fashion that we had to due to the alarming COVID-19 rates that we were experiencing as a district. Especially want to thank the parents, and at the high school, we had to pivot due to an increase in elevated rate of beyond 5% of positivity rate within that school. So parents so gracefully shifted to the remote status in a mindful and understanding fashion. So I'm very grateful, speaking on behalf of administration. I also want to thank our teachers. They have been rolling with the punches pretty heavily over the last couple of weeks while being on the front lines every day, putting themselves in harm's way. So I want to thank both the parents and our teachers publicly. The next thing I want to speak of is January is the month that we recognize our School Board of Education. Speaking of COVID-19, the members of this Board of Education are on here on a monthly basis, making difficult decisions that are never going to please everybody within this community. They volunteer their time. They have a dedication to the educational process, taxpayer accountability of dollars, and overseeing the education of the children within our community. So I would like to thank every single board member, Stacy Bleich, Paul Holmgren, Dr. Vic Kopko, John Bailey, Michael Majer, Rick Orvik, Joyce Potsko, Matt Reddick, and Director Rick Stevens for the commitment to this district and members of this community. I thank you very much, and you should be recognized this evening for your dedication. Also, some recognition this evening. I want to celebrate our field hockey, our girls field hockey team on two separate occasions here. The very first thing I want to celebrate is the fact that these young ladies, PIAA has to get up with this gender equality labeling, but they won the Sportsmanship Award. These young ladies won the Sportsmanship Award. Let's go with that one. And the members of that team, Marina Chevrella, Riley Corbett, Nina Heavy, Gianna Jostler, Alyssa O'Brien, Tori Danko, and Amelia Dean. These students are being recognized for not only their sportspersonship, and that was a District 2 vote by all referees who watched our students in action, who no matter what the scenario was, they had some grit, but yet their manners and their etiquette, the way they represented this district, was very, very mindful and makes us proud of what a true dedication to the representation of our district should look like. So in addition to this, I would also like to recognize those same students for having some academic accolades as well. Those same students not only showed their true grit and manners on a field hockey in the arena there, but within the classroom arena, they have been amazing, putting their grade point averages above the 90% threshold. So we congratulate, we celebrate these students. I give them a round of applause as well. And then my final 2 points of recognition this evening are going to be our November Student of the Month, Joseph Mendegrill Jr. He is the child of Joseph and Jacqueline Mendegrill. This young man is the vice president of the senior class. He's a member of the National Honor Society. He's ranked #2 in the class. He's a member of the Leo Club and our student council. And this young man should be celebrated. He's going to be the feature of our week this week for academic success and the Student of the Month. So I give Joseph Jr. a round of applause. And then our final recognition of the night, and I will move on to our action items, is Marina Chevrella. This young lady is the proud daughter of Frank and Nancy Chevrella. She's in the top 10 of her class. She's class secretary, Leo Club treasurer, National Honor Society student, and member of the Gateway Young Scholars Program. She is also a captain of our field hockey team. She is our December Student of the Month. And I want to celebrate these two students for their hard work, both in and out of athletics and in our classroom. So we celebrate those students this evening. Congratulations. Happy New Year. And I turn it back over to you, President.
Okay, can I have a motion to accept the superintendent report?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by
Second.
Rick Orvik. Second by Paul Holmgren. All in favor?
Roll call. Ms. Bleich, yes. Mr. Holgram?
Yes.
Mr. Kopko?
Yes.
Mr. Maley?
Yes.
Mr. Majer?
Yes.
Mr. Orvik?
Yes.
Mr. Potsko? Ms.
Yes.
Potsko? Mr.
Yes.
Reddick?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, general recommendations to approve items 1 and 2. Can I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Mike Majer,
Second.
second by Joyce Potsko. Roll call.
Ms. Bleich, yes. Mr. Holgram?
Yes.
Mr. Kopko?
Yes.
Mr. Maley?
Yes.
Mr. Majer?
Yes.
Mr. Orvik?
Yes.
Mrs. Potsko?
Yes.
Mr. Reddick?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, financial. To approve items 1 through 7. I will read number 5. To approve motion to award the contract for installing cameras on all Hanover area school buses to Royer in the amount of $37,018.15. Can I have a motion?
I will make that motion, Mr. Maley. Second.
Okay, second by Paul Holmgren. Roll call.
Ms. Blythe, yes. Mr. Holgram,
Yes.
Mr. Kopko,
I am abstaining on check number 24528 in the amount of $75,356. I left the meeting that created that situation. This is a court order. I'll be compliant with the court order. In lieu of that, I'm voting no on 1 and 2 and yes on everything else.
Mr. Maley,
Yes.
Mr. Majer,
1 and 2 abstaining on, and yes on the rest.
Mr. Orvik,
Yes.
Ms. Potsko,
Yes.
Mr. Reddick,
Yes.
motion carries.
Okay, personnel recommendations. To approve items 1 through 19. I will read number 19. 19 to read, approve Jason Majerus as head football coach for the 2022-23 school year at the salary of $6,162. Can I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Joyce Potsko,
Second,
second by Stacy Blythe. Roll call.
Ms. Blythe, yes. Mr. Holgram,
Yes.
Mr. Kopko,
Yes.
Mr. Maley,
Yes.
Mr. Majer,
Staying on number 10 and yes on the rest.
Mr. Orvik,
Yes.
Ms. Potsko,
Yes.
Mr. Reddick,
Yes.
motion passes.
New business. Old business. And would anyone from the public like to address the board?
Is there anyone who would like to address the board?
Good to go.
Okay,
Maley, I don't see anyone addressing the board, or there
Okay.
are no comments in chat.
future meetings, February work session, Tuesday, February 1st, 2022. And a regular meeting, Tuesday, February 1st, 2022. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Motion by Rick Dorvick, second by Paul Holmgren. Roll call.
Ms. Blythe, yes. Mr. Holgram,
Yes.
Mr. Kopko,
Yes.
Mr. Maley,
Yes.
Mr. Majer,
Yes.
Mr. Orvik,
Yes.
Ms. Potsko,
Yes.
Mr. Reddick,
Yes.
motion passes. Have a
Thank
good
you.
night.
Everybody keep safe. Thank you.
Good night.
Thanks, everybody.
Good job.